What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are here with the semi-final match between JH and GOLDSCV. They are exchanging some pleasantries in their foreign tongue here. And yeah, we're gonna see. We have a cross spot, Zerg versus Protoss. So it looks to be favorable for Mr. JH. I wish I knew exactly what they were saying. Now, White and Black has promised to win this tournament. JH lost to Scan in the last tournament in the semifinals, so he's going to look to reach the finals this time. And yeah, White and Black is in the way of doing that. We are going to see that standard hatchery first here for Mr. GOLDSCV, who will luckily be in those exact cross spawns for him. So this could be a long game. We'll see exactly how she goes. Gonna look like he's got Nexus first here from JH. Gonna go for, yeah, this is all looking to be a long game. We'll see exactly how White and Black respond. It's gonna be a while before they scout each other. Let's see if he follows that up with a Forge. I'm gonna get that gateway before Forge here, so I think he's gonna add on a couple extra gateways here. These guys really chatting up a storm here, getting me a little distracted. Not sure what they are saying. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a 4-gate perhaps follow-up here. Gonna be at least 3 gates there for now. Looks like he is not gonna pool up any Zerglings. Just getting that hatchery and spawning pool down. Sending both overlords out to scout, not checking for any mid builds, so not too concerned about the mid builds, just wants to find where his opponent is. First probe out here scouting for Mr. JH. Since he doesn't know it's a mid build though, he is forced to send 2 drones down here just in case there is some kind of crazy pressure coming. Gonna get those 2 Sunkens up immediately. But yeah, he's not going to be facing anything too crazy here. We do see that gas just going down now. The Zealots are producing. Not going full scout with that second Overlord, just going to get some map control. Both Overlords have stopped their pursuit. I do have 4 Zerglings on the map. I think he is going to use them to get around and scout. JH getting that choke just in case he is versus a Terran. He does have that pylon up front. No Forge though, so both players not too concerned. They are going to now see that it is a Protoss versus Zerg. This probe did pass by those Zerglings. Is going to have a good idea that he is up in this corner position here. And it's going to look like to start blocking him in. Still no Forge down though. These Zerglings do come up here and scout what's going on. Are also coming down to block that Zealot from potentially running by. Good micro here from GOLDSCV. Keeping all of those Zerglings alive. The probe back here also in a safe location. White and Black adding a lot of extra Sunkens here. He still doesn't know what he is up against, but he does see a lot of Zealots on the map, so he does have to defend here. Still no gas or anything back at home, just trying to survive this initial Zealot pressure. We do see that transition though, or not really the transition, we do see that tech, that gas and everything going down for JH back at home. So this isn't his main plan here. Do see that very quick robotics facility down, and looks like he's going to be applying some Reaver pressure here. Also going to have a quick dropships ready to go. Does have that Forge completed, but still not opting to get any cannons anywhere. Getting that 3rd assimilator down, and that 2nd robotics facility. So yeah, going to be some very quick Reaver drop pressure coming in here for JH. Going to look to get all of his production facilities up as close as possible to White and Black, so he's not racing all across the map. I feel like everything's really loud right now. I'm not exactly sure how loud it is. I probably should have done a little checksy before, but whatevs. We are too late for that now. And yeah, we do see a very quick layer though, so okay, a layer and a Hydralisk Den. So it could be the layer just to maybe get some Scourges out, or maybe slowly transitioning into Guardians while he just uses Hydras to defend. Nothing back at home though for him, so this quick dropship play could come in here, and those 4 Zealots could get some damage done here. And yeah, he has nothing. Maybe going to throw down some, or maybe produce some Hydras right away. Yeah, he is producing Hydras, so he is going to rely just on his Gosu timings here to defend versus these 4 Zealots that are surely going to be loaded in here. We do see that coming in now, and 2 Reavers also going to be accompanied. So he's going to look to drop off these Zealots, get as much damage as he can, and then reload with those Reavers. He's even bringing up some Zealots here to start shuttling them all in. The Hydras are out though. They aren't in a huge amount of numbers, but with some good micro, should be able to take on these Zealots. I do see a single creep colony now being made. The layer is done. Not sure yet. Okay, maybe just going for that Overlord speed. I do see some nice micro here from those Hydralisks, losing a single one. Going to lose 2 Hydralisks there, but they have taken out a single Zealot, and the other Zealots are all going to fall now. Those other 4 Zealots are here, ready to rock and roll, but they are a little AFK here. Maybe just wanting to buy some time for the Reavers to come in here, but it doesn't look like White and Black is going to allow that to happen, producing a lot of Hydralisk deaths, or a lot of Hydralisks. We can see JH also having to build some cannons back at home. Does not want to die to any kind of Hydra push here, but we see the Reavers coming in here, and the Reavers are getting really close here. Those Zealots doing their work here is going to take out a big shot of drones there, and annihilating these Hydras with some very good Reaver micro, keeping them all alive here. That Zealot's still alive, distracting, and another huge shot going down here for JH. JH getting some mad work, and another brutal shot, and this actually could be close to GGing already. GOLDSCV taking substantial damage here. Do see that Spire almost ready here as well. But another dropship coming in right from the front with another Reaver, and while all these Hydras are distracted, is going to come down here, and it looks like should get another shot off here. 22 going to get another 3 drones. Did shoot the wrong side. Is going to be 1 shot away though from GGing him here. Very close stuff here. The Hydras are finally going to get that Reaver down, but oh my goodness, it was close to getting another shot off there. And yeah, JH has taken a substantial lead here in everything here. I'm starting to mass gateways. He did back at home get that Dragoon range, Zealot speed, and the +1, so he's going to have all of those ground upgrades. And a very smart move building all of his gateways back in the middle of the map. He is getting some back at home though as well. Starting to get some cannons here back in by his main. Does not want to die to any Mutalisk play. But right now, White and Black is just going to try to reproduce all of those drones that he did just lose. And yeah, these drops aren't going to stop anytime soon. He is just massing up Reavers now, so I feel like he is going to probably start to try to break the front here after this drop lands. White and Black does have a decent amount of hatchery, so he is able to reproduce those drones fairly quickly here. Dragoons picking off some of those Overlords. 2 Zealots are going to drop, but these Hydras are going to get a surround on the Reaver and Dropship and are going to pick them off while just ignoring those Zealots. And he is going to hold on, just have some Scourge out here now as well, but these Reavers are going to start pounding away at the front door. And yeah, he's going to have a big mass follow-up here, and this is going to be really hard to hold from White and Black, who has just taken substantial drone damage. He's just been making drones for the last, couple minutes here ever since he did devastating damage. Do see that nice pylon surround here for JH, going to make sure that nothing leaves White and Black's base without him knowing. I'm just going to give him that extra time to prepare and react. 4 Reavers here out now, and a bunch of Dragoons being massed back at here. It does have that second Forge and that Templar of Archives being added now as well. Really not going to be focusing on those high Templar drops. We're going to be really applying that pressure here on the front. White and Gold having to pull more drones here from his mineral stack. Doesn't have a Queen's Nest or anything either, so not going to have Guardians or anything to deal with this, which is really what you need in this case. Hydras are not the best to deal with massive Reavers, as Reavers put in that work against those low HP Hydras. The hatchery and a bunch of sunkers have he's gonna come down here and maybe try to snipe. He does have a couple of mutas here out as well. Going to try to pick off these reavers with the mutas and then fight the dragoons with his hydralisk, but I think it's gonna be a little too late. He just took way too much damage from those initial drops. Gonna try to pick off as many reavers as he can. He actually does successfully pick off the 4 reavers, but at what cost? He has hardly anything back. Down nearly 100 supply, and JH is barging in here. Not many sunkens, hardly anything back here. No Queen's Nest, nothing going to be used other than just sunkens and a very small number of mutas. But mutas versus this number of dragoons, not what you want, and GG is going to be called. Maybe something a little extra there. Don't think that just means GG, but he is going to say something. And yeah, we are going to go into game number 2. JH taking a 1-0 lead in very convincing fashion. And we'll see if White and Black can bounce back and make this a tight series. Game number 2 coming up here. White and Black going to be Terran in the bottom middle versus JH up here as Protoss in the mid-left position. These players continuing to chat a lot here. I really wish that I could read and understand Korean, because I feel like White and Black is BMing possibly a little bit, and JH isn't one to shy away from that either. Looks like, okay, no, just going to be that standard pylon up here. Does like to have it a little bit spaced away from his Nexus. Confident in his micro to not allow any kind of main snipe from Zerglings or anything like that. Through that barracks first from White and Black. White and Black looking to even up the series and get one of those rare wins versus Protoss. I feel like Terran has a very good, has the best chance, better chance than Zerg at least to defeat that OP Protoss. JH going for a gateway first, not going to go for that Nexus first. So probably going to be the 3-gate at home, I would imagine. Maybe just going to be a 2-gate Nexus also could be the case here. Also getting a pylon up here, so yeah, not exactly sure what his plan is as of yet. Going for something a little cheeky though, I think. We've seen him do the 2-gate where he gets the Nexus after that and just produces non-stop zealots from the 2-gate. But I don't know how well it's going to work for White and Black. White and Black has some impeccable marine micro, sending out his first scout now after that barracks is complete. Going to check through that middle to see if he is up against any mid-build. Yeah, that might have been his mistake last time. He might have confused what he was up against, because he did build a lot of sunkens. I think the main mistake was just getting destroyed by those reavers. A couple of creep colonies, sunkens back at his main could have done wonders versus those first initial zealots that just distracted him so much. Do see that Nexus going down here now, and yeah, looks like it's going to be that 2-gate Nexus. Probably going to see a Forge here soon once he sees that he is up against a Terran player. Is going to do his best to micro those first 2 zealots out on the map. First 2 zealots going to come in now. Looked like White and Black was thinking about throwing up a bunker up top. Is going to start to fight these. Let's see if he can keep all of those Marines alive. Does lose 2 Marines, but 2 Marines for the price of 2 zealots is not a bad trade at all. This could be problematic here for JH. JH is getting scouted now. That Forge not yet done, so if these Marines are able to micro very nicely against these other zealots, JH could be in a little bit of trouble. You can see he's throwing up those cannons right now. Does not want to die to any counterattack, but it looks like JH not interested, or White and Black not interested in going to apply any crazy amount of pressure. Is just throwing down a command center as well before any gas or anything. Just going to kind of feign some pressure here, fake some pressure, using 2 of these zealots to mess with the pathing of these zealots, and yeah, going to maybe get some damage done here. I don't think he is going to be able to non-stop production from these zealots. It's going to buy enough time for this cannon to get complete, and that will stop any pressure possibilities from White and Black. Getting down his 3 command center. So yeah, White and Black is transitioning now. He's not going to try to counterattack in any sort of way. getting some good shots off on these Zealots, and the Marine count is too much for these Zealots to counter, not trading super efficiently here. We have seen JH go for Dragoon pressure builds here, but he has not opting to build anything yet. Could just be that Robo does have that 200 gas now, and yeah, it's just going to be that Robo. These Marines just pushing forward, trying to push, or trying to maybe make JH overreact to this situation. That Academy just going down now, and that second refinery here does have a single depot out at his front, so going to eventually wall that off, I'm sure. Getting a pylon down here, making sure there is not any floated barracks into his base, and going for that double robotics facility. So he's going to go right into those Reaver drops once again. Do see an eBay in the first factory being produced now. The Zealots going to try to poke in here once again, and going to once again not trade the best here. JH kind of throwing away a lot of Zealots here in the early game. Not exactly sure what the dealio with that is. Maybe possibly hiding his tech here at the bottom. Just a spot that is not likely to be scanned. Gonna try to throw off J8 or white and black as much as he can. I'm getting these two players confused, which is super annoying of me. Do you see that first sat station going down here? Tech lab, machine shop going on, not a tech lab. This is not StarCraft 2. And yeah, we're just going to see this game slowly transition. Getting that additional gateway here at the front, which does mess with the pathing of those Marines if they were so to choose to counterattack. And interesting enough, white and black is not going for that starport. Usually players like to go for a very quick tank drop if they scout that Nexus first build here. Even though this wasn't a Nexus first, it was basically was 2-gate Nexus. First Reaver is being produced. He went for a double dropship right off the bat. Possibly going to just throw in 8 Zealots here, or 6 Zealots and a Reaver. And yeah, as of right now, he is just starting to rally his SCVs up, or his Marines here at the home base here, adding an additional barracks and another factory here. So white and black just not too concerned. You can see his game sense is right on, not overcommitting to any of these chokes, just slowly finishing that wall, not rushing to it, and getting these turrets up in fairly good timing. Did opt to build 2 depots here, which is going to limit the amount of turrets, and even getting a 3rd depot here. So this side is going to be super vulnerable to drops. Of course, if he goes in there right now, he is going to run into where basically all of the drops are right now. Going to possibly send in some Zealots here just to distract white and black a little bit, but doesn't look to be too concerned. And he is just going to throw the Reavers into those turrets, and he actually is going to get some shots off here, which is really unfortunate for white and black. Luckily for him, that second Scarab was a dub, and he did shoot that the side that the SCVs aren't rallied in, so not taking as much damage as potentially could have happened there. And that looks like the follow-up is going to be this Zealot Speed Reaver attack here at the front. There is already some siege tanks here, so the Reavers may be able to pick off these depots, which may just be what all he wants to do anyway. Marines getting in good position here, not going to try to let that happen again. But these Reavers drop very aggressively, trying to pick off these siege tanks actually. Scarab's able to slip through there, and he does lose both of those Reavers, so not going to use them to pick off that wall. Just going to try to do a cheeky little break there, not going to work. Getting a little pylon surround here up top, just wants vision of that likely spot where, if it goes to a late game, will be a will be something that the Terran may want to focus on, getting those nukes and just harassing as much as he can. A bunch of scans just went down. You can see him throwing down a lot of cannons around his main. Does not want to die to a tank drop, but we have a double drop here coming in right now for JH. JH unloading right here to try to distract for this other drop coming in at the bottom. Going to try to run down here, but he does forget about this drop down here, which once again looks like it's going to just run into these only 2 turrets that are on this side of the map. Yeah, so far though, white and black doing an excellent job. You can see he is actually ahead by a lot in supply, and his worker count is ahead slightly here as well, despite taking some damage from that Reaver drop. But as we all know, one drop, one storm, one well-placed storm can mess you right up. This other drop coming in here, going to not run into those turrets, going to throw down a storm and just storm the Marines here. Going to try to opt away for this, where there's 4 High Templars in here, which that could actually be a lot of storm, but nothing to buffer. No Zealots in here. Is going to drop these 4 High Templars though. Going to be out of range. Is going to drop 2 more in range though. A little bit slow on that one. One does get picked off, but he does throw down one, getting 20 or so SCVs there. I believe he was at 70, now he's at 50, so like at least 20 workers there. Trying to mass up barracks at home. He is unsieging as if he is going to start moving out, which wouldn't be a bad idea at all, as yeah, JH really doesn't have much. He's just been focusing all on those drops right now. And yeah, looks like he is going to start to applying some pressure of his own. Wants to get out on the map ASAP to yeah, not let any kind of mass cannons here. Do see a lot of robots down. He had to have scanned exactly what's going on as well. Getting another Cybernetics core. So yeah, actually this is a really good move here. He is starting to transition right into carriers right now. So white and black perhaps scouting that with his scans is going to see that he does need to start applying pressure, as JH is not going to have a ground army or the gateways to apply any kind of counter pressure here. You see the nice bunker and turrets being built here, which just make this push so much more powerful, especially if you don't have mass factories to rebuild these tanks. You want to keep everything alive as much as possible, and this is an excellent way to do that. Already going to be in some trouble is JH. JH does though have the power of Protoss, and is going to have a lot of gateways here added on. You can see he is panicking a little bit, throwing down a lot of extra gateways here. Reavers do pretty good versus Marines. We can see one shot there took out a lot of Marines here. But it's looking good for white and black right now. Returning the favor here, reinforcing a lot, though it does have to be careful of these drops, because 1 or 2 drops can just devastate him. There is a Reaver, a Zealot, okay, just 1 injured Reaver and then a bunch of Zealots. Reaver is already going to be hurt and is going to get taken out here, so just a little bit of a I need to do something right now attack there from JH, as white and black has officially broken in. He's going to need some storms. They're going to try to drop some Zealots on top of all of these tanks. Some nice storms going down here. The turrets picking up these dropships along with these Marines. A couple of DTs going to come in here as well, but these turrets are in good position. Another drop coming in here for JH. 1 High Templar does drop, is going to storm some tanks, but not what JH needs right now to stay alive. More reinforcements are pouring in here. Bunker is going to be in range of a single cannon. That SCV is going to fall. But yeah, it is looking very worrisome for our Protoss play here. White and black looking to have a very powerful push here. Excellent timing here, moving out right when he needed to, and is getting some work done. More robos being built now. That is one of the bad things about putting those robos at the very front of your base. A push like this happens, all of your robos are gone. That eliminates all of your dropping ability. And yeah, no Reavers or anything. DT Zealots gonna push in here once again to try to fight this back. It's a pretty decent surround, but there is just too much Terran, it appears, and these tanks are getting really close to this main, taking out most of the production already. Just has to keep himself alive. Another drop, completely empty though, coming in here. I don't even know how this survived or where this came from. Trying to mass gateways up here at the top, really trying to do anything to survive at this moment. Knows that he is in some trouble. And yeah, really trying to fight back here the best he can. But yeah, these tanks are slowly and surely moving forward, and it is just looking really good. Nice macro back at home, adding on a bunch of factories here, and continuing to add on these bunkers, which just help versus those storms, and obviously just add some extra bulk to your already bulky tank push here. And yeah, I don't see how JH can survive this. He might have a possibility to like remax up here and maybe get a counter attack off or something. You can see he is doing some shenanigans up here and is continuing to drop to the DT, High Templar, and 2 Zealots in here. And not the most to defend right now. Getting really close to that main. The drop coming in now. GOLDSCV up to 72 workers. Is going to lose like 40 workers there, which is a huge blow, but he does have a very decent bank. And a DT even going to get some damage done here as well. But is it going to be enough? He is pushing forward now here as well. These tanks are just in range of that main here. Storm's going down. Just trying to prevent this from killing him. Trading as cost efficiently as he possibly can right now. But it looks like, yeah, these tanks are soon going to be in range of these workers. And once that happens, that is going to basically be GG. You can see him even starting to shuttle up some probes up here. So maybe going to want to rebuild up his economy up at the top. But yeah, so it's going to be tough. $5,000 seems like a lot until you're massing Zealots. The scam's going to go down there, going to pick off all of those workers. So now JH's income is effectively 0. Just 1 probe collecting gas right now, but nothing else at all. Do have that little bit of a mass that he built from this top spot, looking to maybe go for a counter attack. I think that's really his only plan. They cannot run in here now that this is fully occupied by white and black. Is going to go for that counter attack here. There isn't a crazy amount of stuff back here from white and black, but he should be able to re-rally his units and hold this without too much of an issue. Meanwhile, he is trading very nicely back at home. Does have his SCV count. Well, 40 SCVs now is significantly more than a 9. And you can see he is already spent half his bank here as well. And he's just going to have to trade a little bit more cost efficiently than this. JH doing obviously what he can, though, to just do what he can in the situation that he is in. Realizing that he can't just throw away his units, is going to pull back here, wait for some reinforcements. But I think it's going to be a little too late. White and black read that situation perfectly. Gets a beautiful counterattack off, and looks like he is going to defeat this Protoss player here. After this attack fails, I think we'll probably see a GG. JH going to be smart enough to realize that there is a certain point where you are just delaying the inevitable. But you obviously don't want to give up, especially in this semi-finals of a tournament with 4 cash money prizes. Just stimming forward here now. And yeah, he's confident that all of these tanks sieged up with these Marines, with the extra Sim City of these factories and everything, will be more than enough to hold on this little miniature counterattack from JH. And this should be GG. Oh, he had a little sneaky storm drop go down there as well, but did not do enough damage, and GG is called. And we are all evened up at 1-1. And we have ourselves a juicy series here. And yeah, we're jumping to game number 3. See who can take back the lead. JH is going to take back the leader. White and black is going to fulfill his promise of winning the first annual TonyG Christmas tournament. We'll see you in that next one. We got white and black in the bottom right position as Terran versus JH, once again going to be Protoss. So 3 Protosses in a row for Mr. JH. We'll see if he can at least get a 2-1 out of that 3 Protosses in a row. More Korean talk is being done. But yeah, we got ourselves a rematch of that last game. We'll see how this affects our players, if anything is going to be changed up, or if we're going to see just minor adjustments to the same builds. Both players do have the corner positions, so that is also different than the last game where both players had the middle positions, which can drastically affect how these games going. It's just a lot easier to hold both of these chokes, that much harder to push the chokes, obviously. Yeah, these I don't know if these players are just like speaking friendly to each other or if they are BMing each other. Really not sure exactly what is being said at all. Don't even have a slight guess. But it looks like it's going to be that same 2 gateway, probably into a Nexus build here from JH. And just had 3 barracks here from Mr. White and Black. So yeah, it's tied 1-1 right now, so the pressure isn't crazy on for anyone right now. No one is on the win or go home quite yet. Gonna see that first SCV go out to Scout now. Did put that pylon outside of his choke. I believe we're gonna see a Nexus next. Perhaps after he starts his 2 Zealots. Yeah, he's gonna get those 2 Zealots out right away. And then into a Nexi. Does like to get his Nexus here on the side. Which, yeah, I don't mind at all. It's usually better in the middle spots, but in the corner, it still is fine. And yeah, both players are soon going to know what the matchup is. I don't believe either of them know exactly what is going on. But I think this is going to be the first interaction, and we are going to know that it is officially a rematch. White and Black going to have to try to defeat JH's Protoss once again. But luckily for him, he is in this corner position, so I don't think he's going to be too worried about it. JH going to try to apply some pressure off of his 2 gateway build. He is always quite good at doing this, making his 2 gateways seem like there's more gateways, at least, like just from the amount of pressure. But doesn't look like this is going to happen. JH going to lose that first pylon, and now White and Black is going to be able to get that wall up. That is just so helpful versus any kind of early Marine pressure. But JH obviously not going to overcommit to this. Is getting that Cybernetics core, already has a single gas up. Probably going to see another gas get thrown up here shortly. Does have a insurance pylon back here just in case he does miss micro or some kind of crazy stim attack comes out here. Is going to have something back at home. And we actually do see a factory here way before the command center. So perhaps now White and Black is going to go for that tank drops that I feel like he could have went for last game. Obviously, his choice was better because he crushed the Protoss way quicker than anyone could have thought off of that super triple. But yeah, I think we're going to see a starport here, and he's going to go for some tank drops, which can be devastating. Do have that additional cannon, and now this robo a little bit farther back, still quite forward, but yeah, going to be a little vulnerable, and we do see that starport. So yeah, we're definitely going to be seeing some tank drops here from White and Black, and that can do hella damage in these earlier games when there isn't like mass cannons out. Those tanks can do just as much as a high Templar drop, if not more, because you have to deal with it. They don't just run into energy. They will continue to fire out on you. Does have a completed wall here. Going to use that bunker as part of that wall, but really going to limit the surrounding and DPS that it can take here. Getting that third command center here now, and actually he's canceling that, so he's going to opt not to go for the tank drop. So once again, proving me wrong. Going to, I wonder if it's just he gives JH the respect that it's not going to work, and or if he's confident that his later game is just better than JH's. I wonder the reasoning behind him canceling that, because he definitely was going to go for a quick tank drop and then just now opting not to. Maybe it is a little bit too all-in-ish versus a high-level player like JH. If you go for that tank drop, you're just going to have committed too much to it, and if it doesn't get damage done, then you're just kind of dead. Not exactly sure the reasoning behind it, but instead he is going to opt to go for that Wraith. Okay, maybe just the Wraith first before the starport, which can also be good versus any kind of super quick early dropship play. Getting that pylon wall over here, going to make sure that nothing can sneak out without him knowing. this is the most common path in these positions that they would go. Just way less surface area than if you're to go all the way around. Adding on a lot of gateways here is just on that 3 robotics facility. Does have his 2 reavers out, which is going to be good here. Only a single turret up right now for our Terran player. What did I just hear? Did I just hear something load up? What was that? Okay, no, just in a bunker. Loading up in a bunker. That's what that noise was. I think that is a pretty similar noise than the dropship coming in here. Gonna apply some pressure. Gonna try that same attack here. Once again, gonna try to use these zealots to buffer while these reavers shoot down these tanks. Does lose 1 reaver, but does get down a single tank, and actually does break down the wall. So this could potentially get some damage done. Is going to have to reinforce with some of these Marines that were back at home waiting for those drops. But okay, yeah, never mind. He is going to be just fine. The reavers did fall. And yeah, that's not going to work. JH going to continue to drop, though, for as much as he can. Okay, and we do see a dropship out. So now White and Black is going to go for the drops like I did first imagine. And 1 cannon in these positions is not nearly enough to take that out. If he is able to get a drop down, it could work wonders here. I imagine he is going to scan in here, and he is going to throw in these 2 tanks. This is going to be detected by this if he does happen to go this way, but there isn't really too much. He is going to have to send those Marines down here. His additional cannon timing is pretty decent here, adding on all of those extra cannons now. They may be up just in time. It did pass that pylon, so JH will know if he did spot it. But going to come in here now, JH at 63 workers. These tanks sieging up. Going to get 8 kills there. And also going to distract him, though, enough that he messes up this drop here. And he loses 1 dropship with 2 reavers in it. And the second one with 1 reaver in it is down to basically 1 HP there. So that was a very good drop. Not only getting a couple of probes, but basically countering that drop of JH. JH misclicking there just a little bit while trying to save his probes, and that could that could really change the momentum of this game, as that was a fairly massive drop ready to go in there. And we've seen JH just opt to drop right here to take out these turrets to clear a path for more drops to come in here. This SCV, funny enoughly, is going to scout this can't contain, this incoming contain here. And we saw JH last game really quickly transition into those carriers off of not too many gateways. So we'll see if he opts to do that once again. Going to go into carriers while continuing to mass drop. The CVs take out that Zealot. And just adding on a lot of factories here and getting himself in a great position. We do see those starports actually added in, so JH is going to go right into those carriers, and I think he throws them in these weird spots just in a spot that's less likely to be scanned. I believe that's his logic behind it. Adding on that 2nd cybernetics core and that 3rd forge here to get all of his upgrades are rolling, and he has started the contain here. Do see a bunch of scans going down here. He has to have spotted those starports. He has already instinctively started adding Valkyries. Valkyries can be super Gosu versus drops as well. But they also don't do too bad versus Reavers. Looks like he is loading up for another mass drop here. Most of these dropships are loaded up. He's going to have a couple of Corsairs now to also buffer some of that turret damage. But really right now JH kind of in a limbo, going to be possibly vulnerable to a counterattack once again, but White and Black not interested in pushing out too much. Perhaps he has just scanned something a little bit differently. Maybe JH has just adjusted his timings a little bit to now have enough of an army that he isn't worried about a counterattack. Do see some bunkers being added around here, which do help versus those Reaver drops. You're not just going to be able to take out all of them instantly. But yeah, we do see a massive drop coming in here. More pylons getting added around here. Do have that single Wraith from the beginning of the game, which he opted to get instead of a quicker drops. Do see a couple of scans. I think the scans actually went down on the side here and actually did detect that drop coming. Maybe not, because he isn't moving his Valkyries. Okay, no, maybe he did see it. Drop coming in here, though. These Valkyries are going to get some shots off, and they do devastate these dropships, but they're not quite in position, and these drops are going to get off. The Reavers get taken out instantly, but the Archon and High Templar are still alive. It actually is going to devastate all of those SCVs, most of them there. Probably lost, what, 40 or 50 SCVs there. And that is definitely going to hinder the production of White and Black. Luckily for him, though, he does have basically all of his production up and going. So he's not going to be too worried. Adding more gateways and continuing to add on starports here. Starting to get that full contain off here. We are seeing that not what we like to see. Just some mass cannons here from the Protoss. That usually is an indication that he is going to go into carriers. But right now, just opting to build up a lot of Corsairs. Maybe going to use that disruption web with these massive drops here. Valkyries coming up here, destroying that single Corsair. But yeah, we're going to see contain, I think. And then once he has enough cannons, he is going to go for the carriers. These Valkyries in pretty good position down here. Just wandering around the map. We did see him add 3 additional command centers here as well, which is really going to help get that SCV number back and going. You can see he's already built like, what, 20 SCVs since that drop did do some damage to him. But yeah, right now White and Black is in the better position. I feel like in this high level, Terran does have the advantage, especially in these corner spots in the later games. Obviously, doesn't mean it's over, because the carriers can get a main snipe or something crazy like that. Drop coming in here from the top, from actually both sides. A double whammy. The top drop gets taken out by the Valkyries, with the second drop going to get down here and take out, what, like 15 to 20 more SCVs there. So a nice little double drop play there. If that dropship had a Zealot and a High Templar, that could be very nice here. And that is what's building in there? Carriers? Yeah, he is building 8 carriers now. That's weird that this one showed up. Now they're showing up. They weren't showing up for a little bit there when I was clicking on them. Weird. But yeah, we do see that carrier transition now, massing just cannons and carriers. I think he's throwing away his Marines so he can build better units here. I believe that's what he's doing, just stimming Marines into cannons. This Wraith is going to see that this cannon mass is coming. A drop here from the front. No Corsairs with them, though. Just going to drop on top of these tanks and bunkers. And actually, one did try to sneakily get in there, but not going to work. And yeah, these carriers are going to be out. So this is going to look like it's going to be one of these famously long games. There isn't any Ghost production or Starport production, so White and Black is going to try to do this with just Goliath. Going to be his main anti-air defense here. This Wraith still picking away at this drop, or at this single pylon. He is over the halfway mark now. And yeah, that we'll check back on that Wraith. I'm sure he's going to run into these cannons afterwards. A lot of cannons being massed out here by JH. JH spending so much that he's actually low on minerals right now. And yeah, we're going to see that carrier transition. It's trying to add some starports here. The upgrades are 111 versus 212. Air upgrades are all at 111, so very good upgrades for both these players. Suiciding some more Marines in there, a bunch of scans going down here as well. So White and Black is going to see the news here and is going to have to go into turtle mode here for the most part. The starports are going to be very advantageous, because I feel like Wraith tank is probably the best idea, and he is starting to move out with some siege tanks here, knowing that there is no longer a ground army at all. He's definitely scanned and seen that it is just mass carrier he will be up against. And yeah, JH is basically max carriers here at the 16-minute mark. So that is a very quick carrier mass, considering... And I think that's the benefit of the difference between the last game and this game is he actually got some worker kills here, which just didn't allow white and black to move out as quickly as he wanted. We are going to see this Corsair carrier mix come out. Corsair is very good versus Wraith if they do happen to go them. Also going to be able to throw down that disruption web to nullify this turret damage as he moves in, accidentally killing off some of his... I wonder if that's just to... I think that's just to get his interceptors activated there. I think that's what he did there. Attacked his own building so the carriers didn't move too far forward, and we are going to see that disruption web going down here. EMP's also going down, and a lot of Valkyrie is going to be doing hella damage to those interceptors. But the carriers do have these cannons to run back to, and a bunch of shield batteries as well. These tanks are moving forward, getting delayed by a single DT right now. And he is even getting these starports closer so he can start reinforcements. Looks like he's just going to be focusing on all air now. This DT successfully does push back these tanks a little bit, and starting to rebuild those cannons. So we I don't see this game ending anytime soon. That is for sure. Yeah, just massing Valkyries right now, but the problem with that is we haven't seen this before, where Terran overcommits to Valkyrie and then the Protoss can just instantly mass onto ground units. He is going to start massing up gateways here as well. Starting to just rebuild these turrets the best he can, but these carriers moving in once more. These Valkyrie numbers are humongous, so he has a lot of Valkyries, which I feel like could prevent these carriers from just overcommitting. Not going to be able to get that main. These Corsairs coming in here, but Corsairs aren't nearly as good versus Valkyries as they are versus Wraith. Tanks also pushing out here at the same time. DT is going to be used once again, but he does have a vessel out here at least. Going to run over those shield batteries and get all shielded back up here. You can see that doing work here. The opposite of EMPs. DTs do get taken out that time. Continuing to upgrade these units, he picks off the vessel and is going to stop those tanks from moving forward. Valkyries are going to be coming in here. What does he have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 Valkyries out right now. But yeah, Valkyries are good at defending, but they aren't very good at attacking. So I'm not sure what white and black's long-term plan right now is, other than just surviving. Tons more Corsairs being built right now. Does have his Arbiter Tribunal, so he's going to get some Arbiters to start freezing up those Valkyries as well, which can be Gosu. These DTs, though, bashing forward right now, and that's what I mean. If you overcommit to the Valkyries, you're not going to really have much at home. He has, like, what, 5 siege tanks here, which just aren't good. We're just going to see another crazy fight going down. Some defense matrices going down. The Corsairs all do die. And yeah, he's just kind of using the Corsairs right now as a little bit of shields. Did remake some siege tanks here, knowing that he does not want to just suddenly go into no tanks. We're getting another layer of turrets back here, and he has started some ghost production, so he's going to look for some lockdowns now, but doesn't have a crazy amount of barracks. Going to be a single barracks ghost production, rebuilding all of those siege tanks with those annoying DTs, Protoss being as annoying as they possibly can be. Starting to see those Arbiters being built now as well, and if he clears out enough of a path, he can start recalling in here. I feel like he may have a better chance coming in here from the top, as there isn't much room for production, but we are going to see another mass Corsair slash carrier fight versus the mass Valkyrie and turrets here. Corsairs can do a lot of work if the Valkyries do stack on top of each other. You can see a lot of these Valkyries are very weak here. Pushing forward though is white and black, so he is not just only focusing on this. He is able to do some counterattacks at the same time. And JH just using right now DTs to try to push this back here. Once in a while coming up with these carriers that are getting more and more bruised. They run up here to get their shields regenerated. And then it's going to try to clear out this attack. Does not want to let the Terran get out of his base. But the Terran does want to move out of his base more than anything. The carriers do pick off that vessel once again to try to allow these DTs to get some work done. But not going to be game-changing at the very least. I think we can times 2 this at the for now, as I just don't see either player doing anything too crazy for the next little while. White and black killing off some of his SCVs, as he does have a hella big bank here. Just remaking all of his turrets. And yeah, we do see this attack coming in here once again. The Corsairs just trying to tank for these carriers. Do have these arbiters out here. And we do hear the hella shield regeneration going down. As a StarCraft player, as a Terran player, even as a Protoss player, at this point, you are not enjoying life. These are the kind of games you do want to avoid, but you are forced into sometimes. The super late Terran versus Protoss, where both players have kind of are kind of just doing what they have to do. Like right now, the Protoss is really dictating this game for the most part. He opted to go into these super quick carriers, and if you're going into those super quick carriers, you just have to mass the cannon so you're not vulnerable to counterattack. We do see a dropship here though. Don't know what's inside of that. Maybe gonna go for some nuclear launch detected. Once again though, pushing forward with these tanks. If he does get a good stasis field on the Valkyries, he could possibly get in there for a main snipe, which in these super late games does wonders. Now these Valkyries are super bunched up here. We do see that reinforcements coming in. Looks like they are going to win that battle versus those Corsairs here. Once again, going to force these Reavers, these very injured Reavers, to go back into their cannon cover, regen their shields, and now we're seeing these Arbiters join the fray here. And yeah, these stasises could nullify all of these Valkyries here. We are probably going to see that. No, I'm just going to use them right now for cloak. There we go. We do see a stasis going down. I'm going to freeze a bunch of them. 2 stasises down. There's still 2 more left here as well. So this is going to allow the Protoss to have a little bit of time to maybe get some counterattacking going, but white and black is basically just massed Valkyries. We do see that for a couple of ghosts here, going to get those lockdowns on those carriers, going to force them to retreat once again, and now they're running right back into these unstasis Valkyries. Going to throw down another stasis there. And yeah, it's yeah, we just do have this bit of a stalemate right now. Yeah, just kind of the repeat action here. We see tanks trying to stop this map from being massed out, and now we are seeing the gateway starting to be massed out here, which is the power of Protoss. If you see the Terran overcommitting to Valkyries, you can suddenly transition into just pure ground and possibly catch the Terran off guard. JH still not opting to kill off any of his workers. Carrier number is super low here. Massing a lot of Corsairs. DT just sniped that ghost down. Nice little Corsair usage there. Might as well do that since you have 200 Corsairs. He's making a lot of Corsairs, which is very interesting. Getting some Goliaths here now as well. Corsairs picking off the vessels. Corsair DT versus a Terran player. Ooh, but White and Black seems to almost be able to... Oh, attacking his own building there once again. And White and Black making some progress here. Those DTs continuing to be super annoying here. Reproducing 4 carriers and 8 Corsairs right now. White and Black has officially moved out of his base. A nice stasis there on those Valkyries. Alright, we are going to just time for this for now. He has successfully cleared out the middle of the base though. But he's going to opt to come down here. You do have to kill off the expansions here. A bunch more DTs being built. That is a good number of Goliaths. And it looks like Wind Black is slowly but surely making it out of his base, but there's still just so much yellow on the map here. And did he get stormed, or did he kill off all of his own workers there? Because he has right now only workers collecting gas, so it's possible that he just got storm dropped there, but it's also completely possible that he just splashed his own workers with a siege tank, so he could mass army right now, knowing that his bank is quite big. You're really going to want to focus on a massive ground army, which I feel like is probably the case here. Corsairs continuing to pick off these DTs coming to save that expansion, and yeah, JH is just rebuilding those cannons, which is unfortunate. We are gonna have to time for this for now, as right now they're basically just fighting for the middle of the map, and using the Corsair DT is just brutal. Nice lockdowns on those Arbiters. Tons of stasis going down, and we do see that ground army starting to mass here for JH. Going to try to potentially catch him off guard here, but it is so hard to kill a Terran with just ground army. But with the help of these Reavers and these Arbiters, maybe he can get something done. Massing in here. Now JH looks like he killed off all of his workers. He did. He just stormed all of his workers to get this attack done. So both players killing off all of their workers. Even stopped collecting gas altogether here as well, White and Black. So yeah, both players having no actual economy collection here. And JH did make a little bit of progress there. With their 200 armies. Wraith starting to be built now instead of the Valkyries, which are good, but they are problematic versus those Corsairs. White and black trying to move out here, but a mass ground army once again going to prevent that. And yeah, the Protoss getting a little bit of progress here. Having a little bit better luck with the ground than he was with the air. I had a quick little pause there, understandably so. We're at the 40-minute mark now. Starting to mass Nexus. Maybe a little bit too low on workers. You can see JH's bank. He just spent a lot of money just remassing those ground armies twice instantly. 4 carriers here are going to get taken care of. And tanks, once again, going to push out. Carrier just picked off 1,000,000 tanks there. JH though getting a little poor though. And that's why he's ready to mass up next, is knowing that he needed some pylons. Back up to 73 workers. These DTs just being so annoying. Yeah, at this point, it just comes down to who wants it more. The carriers are going to run in here, try to get the main, and they finally do get the main snipe. So that's the first significant blow. That is really going to impact White and Black's gas production at the very least. And yeah, JH, despite being a little poor on minerals, still has his main, so he can reproduce those DTs and be just fine, or those probes and be just fine. But yeah, JH has complete control over this game now. And it's going to be up to White and Black to somehow find a way to win. I'm tired just watching this game. I can't even imagine these players. Their poor little fingers. It's 350 APM for an hour now. Yeah, every progress that he makes, it just kind of reset by JH, who's just remaking those cannons. Couple of turret DTs getting in there. This is the most DTs I've seen in a long time as well. Does have hella Goliaths. Now starting to make some turrets out here as well. JH continually picking off all the detection. Always picking off those vessels and killing off these turrets to allow his DTs to get some work done. At this point, I will be amazed if White and Black does win this game. Even though, like, it's just going to be so tough. So many cannons. So many DTs. So many carriers, so many interceptors, so many shield batteries. So much time. We have reached the 1 hour mark here. And basically no progress has been made. We've seen a lot of turrets die. We've seen a lot of units die. But no real progression being made here. More turrets getting taken out while they were trying to rebuild. Another stasis going down. So many more cannons from JH here. Haven't really seen a recall yet. And White and Black has managed to keep his gas fairly high here as well. Wonder what that means. I wonder what nega means. I gotta be careful saying that word because it sounds like Neja. We'll say it's Neja. Oh, now he's gonna start poking away here at the top here. But who would have thought they would be pushed back by the Valkyries? Buying JH just enough time to remake 1 million cannons. Starting to pick off these factories though, not a bad idea. But he holds on. He is taking chips out of White and Black. Maybe gonna remass on ground now and try to come in here. Is remassing on ground, and he did just kill all of his workers off again. Just stormed all of his workers once again. So he's gonna try to capitalize on some of the damage that he thinks he has done and go 200 ground army into this Terran player. And I think maybe JH is, JH has to win this game, right? There's no way that White and Black somehow turns this around. I think he's just going to be able to slowly chip away now. Does have a lot of Valkyries. A lot of burning buildings here. Another massive attack coming in here. Oh. I don't even know what keeps running in there. We've seen it a couple of times. Maybe asking for a draw? But I think JH is like, hell nah, bruh. You are dead sooner or later. I don't care if it takes 10 hours. Yeah, at this point, I would just... Can you really accept a draw as JH? Oh my god. How is it going to end? Getting a nice freeze off on those Valkyries. There is tons of Valkyries here. I wonder if one player actually breaks in the game or if they just kind of give up. Nice disruption web there. And the carriers, oh my god, white and black actually down to 130 supply here. These carriers are finally doing work. And it looks like I think JH is finally going to officially win this game here. Taking out most of these factories. I think it's just going to take one ground mass to come in here, and it should be GG. Continuing to do nice stasis fields on those Valkyries. And yeah, there we go. We do see that mass ground army come in here. And I don't think there's going to be enough factories to remass. And yeah, it looks like it's actually going to be GG here. JH taking an hour and a half to win this, but he is going to win. And we see Nage one more time being said. No idea what that means, but yeah, GG finally going to be called, and JH going to take a 2-1 lead after an excruciatingly long game. But he is up 2-1, white and black on match point. Oh god. Oh, okay, we got white and black as the Terran versus JH and Protoss. I was gonna say oh god once again, but there's no way this goes 2 hours because white and black is directly on top of JH here. So this is gonna be a timer on JH. If JH is unable to kill white and black early, I feel like white and black is gonna have a clear advantage. He could just kill him with nukes eventually and just drops and everything. It's going to be really hard to win a late game here as JH. So TonyG's is going to guarantee a non-2-hour game. And this is actually good for white and black because despite getting Terran, he is at least going to be in the best spot to be the Terran versus Protoss because of all those things that I just listed here. Otherwise, I would be a little disappointed that we are seeing a third Terran versus Protoss, especially after that last game. First Terran versus Protoss, pretty good. Second one, pretty awful. Everyone hates those mass cannon games. Everyone hates watching them. Everyone hates playing them. There should be some way to not allow that, but it would be cool if there was like a set number of cannons that you can make. I think in Korea they limit the amount of cannons you can make as Protoss. So you're not literally making like 200,000 cannons. You can only make so many. This probe is going to scout his opponent. He is going for that 2-gate, probably into Nexus. He's going to have to build his Nexus over here if he doesn't want it to die the second a siege tank pops out. I don't know if the SCV scouted that probe or not. Not sure if he knows exactly what's going on. Is going to go in the wrong direction though. He will be quite pleased once he discovers that he is on top of a Terran player or Protoss player. We are going to see that Nexus 2-gate Nexus from JH, which seems to be his go-to build. The first Marine is going to see that he is up against that Protoss. And yeah, he can't be too upset about this situation. First two Zealots up here, but they should not do too much damage. I'm going to try to pick off this SCV that is returning home. I'm going to get that bunker up, picks off that SCV now. Going to try to pick up that second SUV. Going to get that nice little wall off. That is super helpful. does have his forge and an assimilator going down now. So we do see that gas now before the command center, so I don't think White and Black wants to go for that triple unless he really has to. These Zealots are getting quite aggressive. Gonna look to try to maybe run by this wall. Picks off a couple of Marines and an SCV for their trouble at the very least. And we see that core getting thrown down now. The Zealot's gonna come in here, try to get a surround on those Marines, but very nice micro here from White and Black. Going to keep all of these Marines alive. Finishes that wall, so no more Zealots can run by. You're going to see that there's no command centers. Oh, the wall is not a complete wall. One Zealot is able to squeak by there. Is still producing Zealots non-stop. Does have his second assimilator up and going. Just trying to keep them alive. We do see that command center thrown down now. No academy, so I feel like he is going to go into the quick factory once again, which made me think that he was going for the quick drops, but I feel like this time he has to go for the quick drops this time. If you're going to get this quick of a factory. Going to throw down, not going to throw in a second refinery, but going to throw down an engineering bay, make sure he doesn't die to any DT. He's going to be able to get those turrets up. These Marines being quite aggressive here, pushing these Zealots back as much as they can. Do see that double robo at the front here, so the exact same build here once again from JH. This seems to be his favorite build versus Terran. Getting the pylon back here to check for any floating buildings. Also likes to throw down his tech down there. That academy getting thrown down, and now returning back to his base. Does not want to overcommit. Probably also saw that there were some cannons. JH a little fearful of some kind of stim push happening, so does throw down another cannon and a pylon to make sure that this pylon doesn't get picked off and unpower those cannons. First dropship being built now. Is he going to go for that starport? No, he's going to go for a turret. So maybe just quick siege tanks once again. Getting those turrets up now, right at that 5-minute mark. Does have that mapped out pretty well. Getting those Zealot speed. So we'll probably see that Reaver push at the front once again, which he has tried and unsuccessfully done twice now. And yeah, White and Black has to win this game, or else he's out of here. If JH wins, we are going to go into that game point winner-take-all game 5. Do you see those Zealots moving out on the map? This dropship waiting for those 2 Reavers. So yeah, we are going to see that once again. Going to try to use his tanks to pick off any siege tanks, but maybe this is a little bit quicker than usual, because the last 2 games I feel like he did have those siege tanks up quicker. Trying to add on a lot of gateways to reinforce with those Zealots, if he does so happen to break it down. Starport just being thrown down now, and a couple of bunkers being thrown down here at the back. So maybe a little bit. Well, I guess he kind of has to have he kind of has to know this is happening. Do you see that +1 defense on the Zealots being upgraded? Some big shots off on those Reavers before Siege Mode is done. Siege Mode just finished now, but this is the most damage that this push has done, I think, so far. JH really getting some work done with these Reavers this time. Picking off another siege tank. Moving forward, has to be careful though, does not want to overcommit too much. Siege tank is still alive and well. Did that dropship die? I don't even know how the dropship died, maybe from that turret. But this wall is a little bit broken here for White and Black, and he is only on 3 barracks. So some of those big-time Reaver hits actually did do pretty good work here, adding on some extra bunkers now as well. And I think this dropship is going to try to go for the SCVs this time. Shuttle speed is done. Getting Psionic Storm now. Nothing back here to protect other than these 2 turrets, but I think they can run by. We'll see it go down now. GOLDSCV at 39 is able to get in there with this Reaver quite close, getting 1 SCV kill. Gonna get 2 Marine kills. And like 5 Marines there. And 2 turrets for his trouble. So not the worst, but soon this map abuse is going to be happening. And the tanks can kill everything up here. Only this single line of building. This cannon will be fine, but I think all of these other ones will be in range of that siege tank if you float up a building here so it can maximize its sight. Adding on that 4th barracks here now as well. Rebuilding his wall up. I feel like he knows he just kind of has to survive here. And I feel like JH knows he kind of is on a little bit of a clock here. Going in though, once again here with this nice little drop at the top here. We do see that from JH a lot, where he likes to just drop on top of the turrets with some Reavers and Zealots to clear a pathway for his next drop coming through. Does have a high Templar with enough energy to come in here, and that single Wraith once again actually getting some work done here. Marines don't want to take too big of a shot here. They do a big shot here. And once again, the High Templar is going to get in here. Going to be able to get 9 SCV kills. While also pushing the front a little bit. So JH pushing on the pressure here and actually has taken almost a 30 supply lead. But I feel like, yeah, his clock is running out. He has to do stuff like this. Also probably doesn't want to go into another hour and a half game, but he knows that this is going to be hard the later this game goes on, as yeah, these tanks, once this tank siege up, you're just going to see how much range it does have here. Zealot's coming in here in small little numbers, just trying to make sure White and Black cannot rebuild his wall. He is up 30 SCVs, or 30 workers right now. A couple of Zealots run by up here as well, going to start picking off some of these turrets. Just trying to spread out this army as much as possible. We do see that dropship up and going now here too. This corner is going to be a really vulnerable spot once he picks off all of these cannons to drop a lot of tanks. Do see another drop coming in here. Is able to get in at 46 workers. Is going to get 4 SCVs that time. So good dodge there from White and Black. Bunch of scans going in and down, making sure that he's not going to see any carriers. We don't see any servers. This is way more gateways than JH has built the last couple of times. He transitioned into carriers way earlier both games, so JH not wanting to go into a 3-hour game, and I think, like I said, probably 14 times now it's because of the positions on this map. Gonna start building some bunkers. Yeah, White and Black just kind of has to hunker down here, not take any damage, and he should be able to win this game. Should be able to force a game number 5. Should be able to give himself a chance to reach those finals and face versus the Korean Slayer. Another pretty big drop coming in here at the bottom. Is focusing a lot on this edge here. Does not want to let the Terran get too established up here, but yeah, not what he wants at this point. He really needs to be getting some economical damage done to help make breaking in the front just that much easier. Another thing, White and Black is only on a single extra command center. Did not go for the triple. Another big push coming in here from the front. Is just going to use these to drop on top of these tanks here. JH really trying to break Mr. GOLDSCV. Can he hold on? It looks like he has enough Marines and medics and bunkers in this concave to do it. A couple of High Templars whiffed right there as well. And yeah, gonna hold on once again is Mr. White and Black. He's trying to build Wraith, and he does have that third command center going down now. You see that third forge here as well. Drop coming in here from the top. Going to drop the High Templar almost immediately. Going to use it to storm those Marines. Not going to have enough energy for another storm though, even if he did somehow make that journey. So JH applying a lot of pressure here, but white and black is holding on quite nicely. Looking like he's mathing Wraiths this time instead of the Valkyries, which I do like. They're pretty good at sniping off these shuttles. And also they are able to attack ground, which Valkyries, their biggest flaw when that unit was made. My scan going to go down there and see those dropships going to be loaded up once again. And yeah, just looking like he's going to have another mass attack here, really trying to break this Terran player. Another drop going to come in here and land on all of these tanks, and that is actually quite nicely done there. Ooh. Some of these units spazzing out a little bit from this wall. But yeah, that took out a lot of siege tanks, and he is only on 2 factories. I'm really surprised that he hasn't sieged up a tank here on the ledge quite yet. It's usually one of the first things most players do. But I guess JH has really been applying the pressure, and he's just kind of been not wanting to die here as of right now. JH does have hella gateways. He is at 2-0-2 versus the 1-0 and the 1-0. So he is upgrade advantage here as well. And yeah, these 4 robos constantly dropping units. Maybe going to go for the main now, after making sure white and black have all of his units here at the front. Going in here. The Wraith getting some damage done. Marines stimming forward, but a couple of units are going to get in here. Gonna drop right on top of that main, but is there any splash damage here, or is it just Zealots and Goons? They are trying to target down that main, but SCVs are pretty good at repairing. It doesn't look like it is going to happen, and if one Reaver, a couple High Templars were in there, this drop could have done devastating damage, but it doesn't look like it's going to do pretty much anything here as of right now. And that main is solid. These SCVs now are almost getting in the way of the Marines picking off everything. Continuing to drop on this tank line at the front while trying to break through here. But it looks like everything is going to get cleaned up here once again by Mr. White and Black. A couple of Dragoons getting stuck in this little nook. These dropships are all alive over here. Would have been sick if there was another High Templar in there. Continuing to drop on these tanks. I do like that a lot. Really keeping that tank number low, but not doing any kind of game-ending damage. Factory number slowly getting up there. Not seeing any additional command centers for any nuclear launches detected yet. The dropship's just been idle there for a while. Was able to, I think, scan these drops here, and it's going to come out here with the Wraith, start picking them off. Going to be able to pick off all of those dropships before they have any chance to go in here. Another massive push here coming in from JH. JH does have a pretty good supply lead, but not going to quite be enough once again, I think, to kill White and Black. Is going to be able to take out this choke once again. Starting to mass gateways out in the middle of the map. Yeah, he's not far away from breaking White and Black. Another drop coming in here. Going to get picked off, and maybe JH does break him right here. If he continues to pick off these tanks, it is going to be really hard to reproduce him on only 5 factories. Only has 3 barracks, so if White and Black loses one of his armies, he could be in some trouble. JH does have a lot of gateways. He should be able to stay max for most of the game. White and Black trying to reproduce. Another drop coming in here. And is going to have some high Templars in here. White and Black does not have the economy to lose too many. He takes out 24 SCVs. His front is broken. And this may be GG. JH may have applied just enough pressure to prevent any kind of spot abuse. Zealots picking apart these turrets. There's more and more units coming in here at the front, and he just does not have what it takes. And it looks like JH is going to win this game, getting Protoss 4 games in a row. Looks like he is going to advance. GG is called, and JH is our winner. He is going to redeem himself from that last semifinals loss to Scam, and is going to earn himself a chance to play against the Korean Slayer himself, winning versus White in the Black 3-1. And yeah, he is going to advance. Very nicely done from JH. Helps when you get Protoss every time, but this is going to be a difficult game. I thought for sure White and Black was going to be able to get some work done, but JH just put on the pressure nonstop and was able to get himself a victory. So we'll throw up those brackets now for you guys to see. And yeah, we're going to have JH versus Kokanee AV for the winner. Both of the players are in the money, though. Both players are going to get themselves some money, but who's going to get the bulk of it? We'll find out in the finals, and I'll have them to you. Hopefully I can cast them live. I'm not sure how much I like. They're more exciting live, sure, but then when you have those hour-and-a-half games, you can't times 4 them, which sometimes can be brutal. But yeah, congratulations to JH, going to make it to the finals, and yeah, we're going to have a JH versus Kokanee finals. Hopefully that happens in the next couple of days. We shall see. But GG, well played, JH. Nice try, White and Black. And yeah, well played, guys. GG. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next